done now. So did Democrats cave or did they preserve their ability to fight another day? Senator Chris Coons of Delaware voted to reopen the government. He joins me now. Senator, thank you about this. You know, this is already becoming a predictable fight between the left and the center left, and I understand the fight. The resistors want to resist. The people that want regular order want regular order. Who's going to end up doing the best job in that debate in getting the Dreamers protected?
Well, Chris, what we got today, you just replayed it, was a commitment from Majority Leader McConnell on the floor of the Senate, and then a private commitment as well to his own caucus and to many of us who worked across the aisle over the weekend in a bipartisan group, that we will get a vote on the floor of the Senate on a bipartisan bill that addresses the Dreamers, DACA, and border security. We have not had a vote on the floor of the Senate in 5 years on an immigration issue. And I think we've made progress. Our challenge now over the next 17 days is to come together and to build a coalition that will support a bipartisan bill that can get more than 60 votes on the floor of the Senate and then put the pressure on the House for them to take it up and pass it. I know there are some in our caucus who were disappointed that we didn't keep the government shut down longer. But I frankly think it was unrealistic to expect that we would get more than we got today. And the group that worked very hard this weekend built some trust and confidence amongst each other and in their willingness to work hard together to get this done.
Well, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow here, I would think, is a clear up or down U.S. Senate vote on whether the Dreamers get protected or not. Do you believe it's going to be a pure vote, or will there be something on border protection, something on so-called or family immigration or family chain immigration or something like that, or something about diversity lottery? Or will you get a clean vote, up or down? Yes, do you support the Dreamers being protected or not? What will you get?
Well, Chris, I think what's going to happen is that there will be a neutral base bill, the starting point for the debate, and then a series of replacement bills taken up and voted up or down. Some of them will be far to the right, the bill that Cotton and Perdue, two senators, have proposed. Others will likely be votes like just a straight-up Dreamer protection. That, if it got 60 votes, would move ahead. But in the current Republican-dominated Senate, I doubt that'll get 60 votes. I think there will be a mix of border protection, infrastructure funding, and protection for DACA and for Dreamers. That's the art of the deal, that over the next 17 days, if we can work our will in the Senate, we can move forward. And the president's role here, frankly, will largely be, I hope, to stay out of it and to not jerk the wheel back and forth on this issue as he has over recent weeks.
Well, in deference to Chuck Schumer's leadership, that's what you guys wanted in the first place. You were willing to give some wall to get protection for the Dreamers. Isn't that correct?
That's what Leader Schumer offered Friday,
yes.
And he thought he had a constructive and positive conversation with President Trump, and then General Kelly's chief of staff called him and walked it all back less than 2 hours later. That's why I say part of what caused this whole crisis was the difference between Tuesday Trump and Thursday Trump, the one who invites a bipartisan group into the Oval Office 1 week on Tuesday and says great positive things, and then Thursday, in a famously expletive laced conversation and exchange with Senators Durbin and Graham, threw the whole deal out. So I think that we made progress in focusing on the Senate and not relying on the president, and in having a bipartisan group build confidence that we can get to that vote before February 8th.
Senator Coons, thanks for that clarity tonight. Thanks for coming on. Joining me right now is U.S. Senator John Kennedy, a Republican of Louisiana.